Hello there, and thank you for joining me for the third installment of my adventure across the galaxy in VR. I am currently somewhere on approach to the center of the galaxy. It's pretty cool out here, I've got to say. It's the galactic center is getting closer and closer in the windscreen as I approach it. I'm currently, as you can see, I'm currently stationary because I'm about to plot a course into that, which is the Cat's Paw Nebula, or its actual proper designation is NGC 6334 or something like that. That's the new galactic. No, it's not galactic, is it? The new general catalogue. Galactic catalogue. Wally. So, why aren't I in Bernard's Loop then? Because that's where I said I was going to be when I finished my last video. Well, I tried to plot a course to Bernard's Loop, and this happened. Requires unknown permit. Okay, that's a bit odd. Did not expect that. Requires unknown permit. Wow. I imagine all these coal sector things are going to... So that's kind of scuppered my plans to go here. I did try to plot a direct course straight into the nebula, and it kept failing, and I suspect that it's because all the stars surrounding this whole thing require a flipping permit. Well, let's... Okay, that one doesn't. Let's go there. The trapezium sector. Although that doesn't look good. Nope, failed. Let's hit the top of the nebula and see what's up here. So we have all these coal sector things, but they're require no permit. This bloody Sargoids this is. Come into our flipping space and take all our jobs, I don't know. Right, so I think I can safely assume that anything that is a Col 70 sector is going to be non-navigable. Okay, Horsehead as well, that's out of bounds. So I didn't have much luck there. It seems that there's something really odd going on inside that nebula. It's probably got something to do with aliens, I'd imagine. So instead, I decided to do what any good explorer might want to do, and that's make a beeline for the center. But I'm sort of zigzagging around between nebulas here. So this is the first one I've come across, and that purple one just behind it. It is behind it. It's actually quite a distance further onwards. Is NGC 6 something, I don't know. I'll have a look at the galaxy map in a minute and find out. But I'm going to go into that one first. Now, this one is called the Cat's Paw Nebula because it resembles a giant cat's paw, apparently. Another name for it is the Bear Claw Nebula. It doesn't actually look like a cat's paw from this point of view. The one in the real galaxy looks more like a cat's paw, but then I guess it's because it's being viewed from Earth, which will have a slightly different perspective on it. And I think the Earth perspective is something like that. I mean, obviously I've just rolled, but there'll be a different angle on it from Earth as well. But I think generally you have, and I can't point, but I think generally that darker region toward the top in the real one sort of extends up, and then you've got those three lighter points which form the cat's paw, as it were. And it's a bit odd because cat's paws generally have more bits to them than three, but I should know because I've got 3 cats, so I know what their paws look like. So I'm going to head into that. It's about 200 light years away, and I haven't even got a course plotted yet, so I don't know why I'm throttling up for. So let's go now and look in the galaxy map. Let's see where I am. So there's the nebula right ahead of me. NGC 6357 is the other one, which I will head to that after I've been here. So let's go and find somewhere interesting. It looks like a really... Oops, I'm actually lower than I thought I was. It looks like a really interesting nebula. Damn it, further out than I thought I was. It's really difficult to judge. There you go, I'm more or less sort of in there. So yeah, it's a very interesting nebula. It's got a lot of cool wisps of cloud in there. I think this one in the real galaxy is quite an active stellar nursery. It's producing a lot of massive stars, and again, it's relatively young. I say again because the last point of interest that I went to, VY Canis Majoris, was also a relatively young star. So, without further ado, let's find somewhere where I can navigate to. Let's just go right into the guts of this thing. So that's just under 200 light years, so we'll plot a course there. What kind of star is that? It's an F-type star, so I won't be able to fuel from that one, although I can get here without fueling, but I just want to inspect another star. So there's a K star, we can actually fuel from that one. So there's stuff in the vicinity, and yeah, looking around this thing with VR on is quite interesting as well. It feels like I'm enveloped in this cloak of crimson and black. It's very surreal. So let's get back to the ship. And how many jumps have I got to go? 7 jumps. So I'm probably going to edit some of the travelling out, because it's going to be fairly boring just to watch me make 7 hyperspace jumps. But there might be something interesting along the way. You never know.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
So I've had an interesting journey here so far. I've bumped into 1 or 2 stars, so my hull has lost a little bit more integrity. And I nearly ran out of fuel a couple of times because I went through a whole sector of crappy brown dwarfs, which I can't fuel from. Where's my next destination?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And running out of fuel, or getting so low on fuel that you decide to look for an M-class star or something that you can't fuel from whilst on a route, is a bit annoying, because of course once you go and find the star you want to fuel from, you've got to effectively clear your route. I thought I had a way around this by just selecting the star and going to it, but as soon as you hyperspace to it, it clears the old route, so that's a little bit annoying. That nebula's looking really big now.
Frameshift drive charging.
And another interesting thing I found was a face on a planet, which startled me a little bit. Of course, it was just coincidence.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
It was just a mountain formation that looks a bit like a face, but here's a clip of it anyway. Off panel. Oh, look at that! Oh wow! Hang on, there's a face. There, look at that face. Looks like something from Greek mythology. I'm gonna go and check out the face. Lion Man. That is creepy as hell. Right, what's my approach? I need to re-angle my approach here. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go and take a little way out and then bring her around. Coming toward that face. There it is, over there. It's really recognisable from lots of different angles. That's an interesting feature. Oh, now it's completely changed. So yeah, thought I was onto something there. So yeah, I thought I'd found the origins of humanity there. I was a little bit disappointed when all the textures loaded in, and then the face just completely changed. Right, I am now 2 jumps away from the nebula.
Fuel scooping.
So as soon as I leave the vicinity of the star, I'll see where I am in grand scheme
Fuel
of
scooping
things.
complete. Fuel scoop disengaged.
So we can already see it, despite the fact that the star I just jumped into is right behind me. So it's very close now. This is what I love about Elite Dangerous, is that you can pretty much go to wherever you want to, that anything you can see in the sky, apart from other galaxies of course, you can pretty much get there. So this started out about a couple of 1,000 light years ago as just a sort of interestingly shaped cloud formation in amongst the background of the galaxy, but now it's this giant, ominous, looming cloud. So I think the next jump will probably either take me into it or
Frameshift drive
very close to it,
charging.
so let's find out.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
There's a lot of white stars in this area.
Fuel scooping.
So already I'm seeing a red haze in the sky.
Fuel scooping complete.
So next jump is Cat's Paw Sector HRWD1213. So it's a good name.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So I think this nebula is about 50 light years across. Now, according to all the various bits of information that I've read about this particular nebula, it's one of the brightest in our galaxy because it's so active at producing stars. And now it's pretty much all around me apart from that direction. So there's the Milky Way, and now it's a lot dimmer because I'm within the cloud's gases now, so that's really interesting. It's pretty cool in VR as well. It's really really immersive. So this is a gigantic stellar nursery. Should really be more stars in here, I think. Should be packed with them. That's not to say that the stars that it's currently working on are complete, I suppose. It's busy converting masses of gas into giant fusion reactors. So we have a little world. It's probably a rocky body. I don't know, because if I can land on it, it doesn't give me the information down there anymore. It looks quite interesting. It looks like it's had some ancient water activity. There's the star over there. So actually, let's go for a little jolly around the dark side of the planet, because sometimes the sky can get really interesting then. As the game brings the shadows up. It's probably... There you go.
Orbital flight engaged.
Oh wow, it's extremely bright now. This is incredible. That is fantastic. It's just immensely bright. I'm not even sure if it would be apparent on the video, but certainly in my headset, it's quite impressive. So that was the cat's Paw Nebula, or a very small part of it. I'm sure there's lots of other systems to be looked at, and I might do some digging around with them, but certainly not in this video. I think my next destination is going to be the other NGC nebula, which is just further along from this one. I think that one might be a larger nebula again, but we come back into the sunlight, it sort of darkens everything down again. So the natural colour of things has returned. Well, that's great. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, if you're still here. Sorry it wasn't more interesting. I guess it would be pretty cool to find something fairly unique. But as I said, I'll probably knock around in this nebula for a little while. And if I do find anything interesting, then it will be in the next video. But exploring nebulas in VR is definitely good fun. It's a real nice sense of immersion that you get with the when the entire sky is filled with a coloured cloud. So again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.